Hey guys, Mack here from Team Card Fighters United, and I am here to bring you a Spike Brothers deck profile. This is the clan that I use mainly, and it is a really strong deck, and I figured I'd show you guys what it's made of and how it works. So, let's just cut to the chase and just get started. So, first of all, my starting Vanguard is Cyclone Johnny, unlike most people who use Mecha Trainer, which it is a good card, but I just prefer this one. Its skill is, of course, Forerunner, and when it boosts a grade 1 or greater rearguard, if your Vanguard is in Legion, you can give the boosted unit an extra 5,000 power, and then after it attacks, you put the unit that was boosted on the bottom of the deck. So he's just an easy 10k booster for Legion, and he's a really good starter. I really like him. So now onto my triggers. Obviously I run 4 heals because I'm not insane and I don't want to die. So yeah, 4 heals. Then I run 6 draws, and I run 4 of Pauline. I know it says Bull in here, but the English translation is Pauline. I run 4 of that and 2 of this one because this one's more adorable. So, anyway, I run 6 draw because this deck kind of relies on getting the cards you need in your hand in the early game. So, yeah, 6 draw. And then I run 6 crit, and 4 of which are Silence Joker, which is a damage unflipper by putting it in the soul. If you have a Spike Brothers Vanguard, you just flip a damage back up. So it's a good card, but I usually don't use it for that unless I double over my big finish. So from here, let's go to grade 3s. I run 4 Bad End Dragger, the Break Ride, which is Limit Break 4. When a Spike Brothers rides this unit, you can choose one of your Vanguards. It gets 10,000 power and gets the ability to give all Spike Brother rearguards that attack an extra 10,000 power. So he also gets 2,000 power when he's boosted by a Spike Brothers unit. So he's a really good card because he allows all rearguards to attack for, well, 10,000 extra than what they'd normally attack for. So it's really, really good. And then I run 4 Bloody Ogre. His skill, obviously, he legions. He's a Legion 20,000 with Frozen Ogre. When both you and your opponent are at grade 3, you can take 4 cards from your drop zone, put them in the deck, and search for the specified card, which is Frozen Ogre. He's right here. And then Legion in. And then when he legions, all rearguard that attacks get 5,000 power, and then go to the bottom of the deck after they attack. So these 2 abilities do stack. So whenever a rearguard attacks and you broke road him onto him and then legioned, each rearguard attacks for 15,000 power added on to their normal power, which is really good. And then Bloody Ogre's secondary skill is the ability to counterblast 2 and choose a card from your hand and put it in the soul. And whenever it attacks a Vanguard, you can search the deck for a card, superior call it, and shuffle the deck. So he gets an extra superior call, and it's a really good card. Now let's go to grade 2s. I run 4 of the Legion Mate, Frozen Ogre. His skill is Counterblast 1 and put him in the soul. During the turn your Vanguard performed Legion, at the end of the battle that it attacked a Vanguard, you may pay the costs, and if you do, search for a card and call it to open rearguard and shuffle your deck. This is a really good skill because it allows you to superior call another Frozen Ogre on top of him after he goes into the soul, and this allows you to use his ability more than once and attack for multiple times. So it's a really good skill, and it's really strong. So yeah. On to the next grade 2, I run 3 High Speed Brocky. It's just a pretty good card from the early sets of the game. His skill is you Soul Blast 1, and when he attacks, he gets 5,000 power when you Soul Blast, and then goes back into the deck. So this is really good because all the grade 2s I have are better as rear guards. So when I ride them, I want to be able to have a way to get them back out of the soul and into the drop for Legion. So these kind of cards are really good for that. So as you'll see in a minute, I run more than just him, but it's really good to have a card that can take a really bad Vanguard grade 2 and take it out of the soul for use later. So the next grade 2 I run is 4 of Silverblaze. His skill is when it attacks a Vanguard and you are in Legion, you can Soul Blast 1 and he gets an extra 10,000 power and then goes back into the deck. So this card is really good because combined with these two, he can get all by himself 25,000 extra power added to his normal 9,000. So that brings him to 34 all by himself, which is really, really insane. And then if I boost him with him, that's 44. So yeah, he's really good, and that's why I run 4 of him. On to grade 1s, I run 4 Cheer Girl Marilyn, no quintets because, yeah, this deck is counterblast heavy, so I don't want to have to waste any counterblasts, even though I can unflip them if I want to. I don't want to risk having to use that. So yeah, four perfect guards. Next, I run 3 Commander Gary Gannon. He is a really good card to give you the draw advantage you need in the game. His skill is that when an attack hits during the turn that he boosted, you can choose a card from your hand and discard it, and then draw a card. So this allows you to get, again, the draw advantage you need and draw into the cards you need to get your Crush Rush going. Next, I run 3 Dudley Phantom. His skill is basically Cyclone Johnny's skill, except it can be used at any time. When it boosts the Spike Brothers, the boosted unit gets plus 4,000, and at the beginning of the close step of that battle, Dudley Phantom goes to the bottom of the deck. So basically, he's just a 10k booster for a single turn, and then he goes back into the deck, and that's basically the end of it. He's a good card, so I run 3 of him. Next, the last grade 1, I run 4 Reckless Express. This card is the same as Brocky, but as a grade 1, when he attacks, you can Soul Blast 1, he gets 5,000 power, and then he gets returned to the deck. So, like I said before, these cards are really good for when I have to ride one of these two onto the Vanguard circle, because then I can Soul Blast them back into the drop, and then Legion later and get them back into the deck. So, yeah, that's a really good ability, and it really, really works. So, now on to my strides, which, yes, I do run the Cray Elementals. I run 4 of Snow Element Blizza, which has the ability Stride. Choose 1 or more cards with the sum of their grades being 3 or greater from your hand and discard it, and then Stride this card on top of your Vanguard. So, his auto skill is Counterblast 1 and choose a face-down card from your G-Zone and turn it face up. When it attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost, and if you do, he gets 5,000 power for each face-up card in your G-Zone. So that's really, really good, and it hits for a lot of power. Next, I run 4 Miracle Element Atmos. His skill is Counterblast 1, and when he attacks a Vanguard, he can get an extra 10,000 power. So, yeah, that's the deck. It's really, really strong. And let me go ahead and save it, and we'll do a little test round, and I'll show you how it works. Let me just do Spike Bros. Okay, now let's go back and go to test and go ahead and set up a quick field. Give me 1 second to set this up. And then this will be in hand. Let's just put some random cards in the damage zone. And then 4 in the drop. Okay, so this is how this deck works. First, we ride, and let me get 1 more damage in here. So we're at 5 damage. So this works. I call this, and then I Legion. Take these 4 cards and put them back in the deck. And then I Legion Frozen Ogre. So now with Legion and Break Ride skills, 15,000 power is added to every rearguard that attacks. So 24 to the Vanguard. Counterblast 1, and you put him in the soul. Superior Call, another one. Same thing. 15,000 power is added. 24 to the Vanguard again. Counterblast 1 again. Put him in the soul once more. Again, the same thing. Superior Call 1 more. He hits for 24 also. You Counterblast 1 last time. You put him in the soul. You Superior Call this guy now. And let's say this was in my hand. Now, he gets 15,000. And then you Soul Blast 1, which you get plenty of soul from using the Frozen Ogre chain. And then he hits for, hang on, let me go to battle phase. He hits for 34 all by himself. Goes back into the deck, you shuffle. Then you attack with the Vanguard, Counterblast 2, and put a card from your hand into the soul. Superior Call another Silver Blaze. Shuffle the deck. Check your Twin Drive. Draw. Power here. And then check again. And then with Johnny's skill, he gets 5,000 extra, plus the Break Ride and Legion, so let's just add 20. And then he gets boosted and Soul Blasts. So if I were to have gotten 2 triggers there, he would be at 54,000 power. And then it goes back in the deck, I shuffle, and that would be my turn. So yeah, this deck is really, really strong. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed this deck profile, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This has been Mack from Card Fighters United, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!